Welcome back to Politics Watch. This is Sir P. Now, today I'm going to talk about one of Jamaica's most shocking stories, right? This is an incident that, if it happened now in 2019, would be taken to extraordinary proportions, because if when it happened, right, way back in 1983, the country was so shocked and it was such a major story, right? And this was a time when there wasn't any social media, there wasn't even much TVs around, right? And it had such an impact. If it happened today, I wouldn't even want to imagine just how big this story would be. That story is about then 14-year-old girl by the name of Diane Smith. She was an immaculate student, right? And on May 4th, 1983, while she was on her way to school, they take her away, strangle her, and dump her body in our gully, right? But as if that wasn't a tragedy enough, the lives of several men would be forever changed in people's attempt to get to the bottom of this case. This is a textbook case of what happens when you are tried in the court of public opinion, because two men, Leroy Wallen, who was then a 35-year-old bus baggage man, right, and the main face of the case, a man by the name of Dennis Shorty Jenkins, were immediately scraped up and pointed out as the men who carried out the gruesome act. Now, there's another side to this, in the fact that current minister in the current government, Darrell Vaz, the MP for Western Portland, down the road also got his name dragged into this, right? And this is why I'm doing this video at this time, because people are now flying into my emails telling me, oh, Sir P, maybe because Darrell Vaz did that show the little girl back in the day why America take away visa. I'm like, okay, see, when people come to me with stories like this, I always know how to get to see if this is somebody who's just trying to cause trouble or somebody who have real information. And it's easy for me to do that, right? I ask them a couple questions and they always fail the test. Because if you're going to come to me with a story like that, with such a serious accusation for put on somebody's name, I always tell people, especially in these emails, I think some of you are mistaking what this channel is about, right? This is not a gossip side, people. You can't just come to me and say something as extraordinary as that, and then when I ask you to start telling me some details, give me some evidence, give me something to work with, right? You can't give me nothing at all, and then people get upset. Oh, just because you want to cover up for who? I don't know Darrell Vaz. I don't care about Darrell Vaz, right? But since you know, right, if you ever tell me you know, same to this, then at least give me something to work with. When you give me old, outdated information, right, false information, then you immediately lose all credibility. When you tell me, Sir P, because Darrell Vaz he dash a little girl and then him set up Shorty, and then right after him dash a Shorty and make sure Shorty can't talk because Shorty dead now. What? But Shorty isn't dead, right? As a matter of fact, Shorty went on to do an interview. Shorty talked about the case, right? He has come out and spoken about the case, right? So the theory that Darrell Vaz do it, and then right after Darrell Vaz make people dash a Shorty so that Shorty couldn't come talk to him because Shorty didn't know it's him. That part don't add up. So immediately you lose credibility to me, right? And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go into the interview with that Shorty did, right? Because this is what happens, people, right? It got to a point where when Shorty was first called and accused, right, for the crime, one of the reasons why Shorty was the case is because Shorty people them didn't know a young and aspiring lawyer, right? And that lawyer would go on to make a name for himself in Jamaica because of his talents, right? That man name is Bert Samuels. See, Bert Samuels people them didn't know Shorty people them, right? And him decided to take on the case. right? And from early on, it was clear that there was no real evidence linking Shorty to the Diane Smith case, right? As a matter of fact, one of the things they were going with was that Shorty, the little girl, in the process of them, taking her by force, right? I guess them end up pass on some kind of infection to the girl, and then when Shorty got arrested and charged, right? They basically did some swabs of his, I guess, his genital area, right? And they came to the conclusion that, well, Shorty also had an infection. So they were saying, well, see, that's proof that Shorty had the infection, and then, as a little girl, she ended up getting it too. But then it turns out, right, that what Shorty had wasn't an infection, right? In his own words, and I'm going to quote him here, right? He said, "What happened is that me never bathed for about 3 days when them arrest me. And me never get to use the bathroom, so you know the cost of that farm round me hood drum." Sorry. Yeah, them said that was the infection, right? But when me hear say it in a court, me jump up and ask how come my private in the rat off, right? Me not have no infection. Me never doctor from the time me in a prison. So how me wouldn't rat yet, right? End quote. That is what Shorty said, and Bert Samuel said they actually got a doctor to confirm that in fact Shorty didn't have an infection, but it's because the conditions. Remember, people, this is 1980s we are talking about, right? We not talk, if JLo's bad now, imagine back then. So them lock him up, right? Him couldn't bathe, him couldn't nothing. So also as him describe it, custard start to form around him thing. So they went, oh, see him have infection. If a girl have infection, it must be him. But it turns out it wasn't an infection, people, right? And not only that, Shorty got beaten and mashed up in prison, right? Because, of course, at the time, as I said, this was the biggest story in Jamaica. The story was so big that even other criminals take it upon themselves to, I guess, hand out justice, because they were like, oh, you have to do this to this poor little innocent girl, right? So in a prison, they used to beat the man and mash up the man and broke up the man, right? Over what they heard from the court of public opinion, right? And eventually, when it went to trial, Bert Samuels, right, and another young and aspiring lawyer at the time, none other than Mr. KD Knight, managed to convince one of the jurors that it wasn't Shorty. And because of this, it went to a retrial, right? And in the retrial, Shorty ended up bust the case, right? So he ended up spending about, I think, just over 2 years behind bars, where of course he must get Lego, right? But of course his life never went back to the same. I mean, people, it was so serious that Shorty's mother got attacked by the crowd. When he used to go court, the man, somebody point out, say, "See mother over there, so?" Them running upon the woman, right, and butter bruise the woman. I'm just trying to show you how risky the concept of jungle justice is when the person who is accused, right, hasn't been taken to trial. Because all this was happening, right, and it turns out that the man never do it, right, to the point where them even beat up all the man's mother and them kind of foolishness there, right. But of course, Shorty's life was never the same. He still had the stigma hanging over his head, right, even though technically he was now considered innocent. Other people still didn't want to accept it. Remember, people, at the time, this is a man who was dirt poor, right? If it wasn't for his family knowing Bert Samuels, Shorty would have certainly been fling away for about 100 years. Certainly, Bert Samuels helped to save Shorty's freedom, right? He was extremely fortunate to know Bert Samuels. But in 1986, things took a strange turn, because during a political campaign, right, down in a place called Birdstocker Lane in Barbican, there were some words written on a wall, and those words would then start to trigger a new set of rumors, and supposedly the public had now found the real culprit, because on the words, somebody wrote on the wall that Daryl Vaz, right, was the one who carried out the Diane Smith Act, right? And of course, it wasn't written in those nice terms, right? But in 1986, when this happened, Michael Manley himself called Darrell Vaz and his father to apologize, and he gave the PNP members from that era 1 hour to get some paint and wipe out the writing on the wall. He gave them 1 hour. This was Michael Manley himself at the time, because even he was shocked about what was said. Now, when I first heard about this story, I've been hearing this story for years, by the way. So when people think, them email me and tell me about this story and it's like breaking news, people, I've been hearing about this story for years. From me, I've been emailing about this, right? This is the thing. Everybody who I've spoken to, people in the police force, people who were around at the time, even people who me know are loyal PNP supporters and I guess have an incentive to put this on Darrell Vaz, have all said the same thing to me. Them don't know how Darrell Vaz name drop in. Now, Darrell Vaz did eventually come out and address these rumors, right? And he did say how hurt he was that the rumors were still lingering around. But he has a solid alibi in that at the time of the incident, as to what happened to the young Diane Smith, right? He was residing and attending school at the Miami-Dade Community College in Florida, right? Now, people, for me, this would be something that is easily proven or disproven, right? So, it would be very easy for Darrell Vaz, if the people who say that he did do it, right, if they could just show that he lied about this part, about being in America, which is easily proven at the time, then they would at least have a case. But then when it turns out that he was in America when the case went down, so how he would do it? I don't know. Does he teleport? I don't know, right? But not only that, where people started to really lose credibility is when they said, right, that right after the trial, because Shorty had bust the case, supposedly Shorty was now going to talk and leak, say, a Darrell Vaz. So then Darrell Vaz, McMahon, Shorty went to the United States, right, and then Darrell Vaz, McMahon over the film, right, take him away, dash him away, and ship him back to Jamaica in a barrel fold up. That was the original story, people. You can search it online. That was the story. Shorty get shipped back to Jamaica in a barrel fold up, because Darrell Vaz McMahon dash him away, because him never leak the story. When all along, Shorty was alive and well and living, right? To the point where Shorty come do an interview, right? And that is the interview you heard me talking about at the start. So the fact that they got something, right? And by they I mean the people who say this is what happened, and it's Darrell Vaz do it. The fact that they got something so major wrong, for me it loses all credibility. All credibility. Because if the number one suspect who you're saying get take away and dash away and fold up in a barrel and ship back to Jamaica because he was supposedly the person who had all the secrets and was going to leak it, when it turns out that person's alive and well, how am I supposed to take you seriously? So this is why when people are emailing me, please come with something solid. I can't jump on my platform and say, and especially with something as serious as this is one of Jamaica's most extraordinary cases, Not because the name is Politics Watch and Darrell Vaz is a politician, I'm not going to jump at the chance to throw something like this upon a man. This is a serious accusation, right? And everything I've looked at, everybody I've spoken to, I can't see a link and I can't see how it could possibly be him, right? So what am I supposed to say? People want me to tell you what you want to hear, right? And I'm talking to the people who keep emailing me telling me, oh sir, PNE, you talk about Darrell Vaz, that's a little girl. What you want me to do? Come tell you something when I can't see. I don't see it. So since you know something that I don't, right, and the investigators and everybody else don't, please bring it. Then we can work with something. But until then, we can't jump on this. The whole thing look like foolishness. And as a matter of fact, the thing that break the camel back for me was the Shorty side. The fact that in 2019, people still are emailing me I tell me say, as soon as Shorty bust the case, him go America and them dash him over there, right, and fold him up in a barrel and ship him back to Jamaica. In 2019, when it is public knowledge that Shorty was indeed still alive, right? That Shorty was out there doing interviews and talking to people. So if you didn't even do the basic research to find out that part, how am I supposed to take you seriously? Come on, people. I mean, and of course, I don't think this have anything to do with Daryl Vaz losing his visa, right? It don't make no sense at all. I think the reason is more current, right? No, that is what we need to get to the bottom of. Why Daryl Vaz losing visa in 2019, right? So we need to know what Uncle Sam find out about him, or the motives behind it, and Philip Paul will as well. These are the things we need to be looking into, right? But the Diane Smith case, I'm sorry people, I don't see anything there, right? I just don't. So don't worry, people asking me, Sir P, in visa, why the visa get taken with people? The United States is never going to publicly come out and tell anybody, especially a bunch of strangers, right, why they take somebody visa. That's just not how they work, right? But down the road we might hear something, right? But until then, we have to just go and work with what we know. Patreon squad, big up on yourself. Please like, comment, and share the video. Bless.